Okay, so this is Morton Joe 245, and today we're looking at Destro. Okay, so this is Destro, the enemy weapons supplier. He was first available in 1983. He was also available in 1984, and I believe he was discontinued in 1985. And most figures only were available for 2 years. Now, Destro is a pretty important character in the G.I. Joe universe. He is often seen in a relationship with the Baroness, which unfortunately I do not have. And he's also often seen butting heads with Cobra Commander. Destro and Cobra Commander, they work together, but they're like bitter enemies, because Destro has his own company. He's their weapons supplier, so he's not directly loyal to Cobra Commander. And Cobra Commander sees Destro as kind of a threat to his power. I believe there was a total of 4 versions of Destro in the vintage era. There was, of course, version 1 right here, and then there was version 2, the Iron Grenadiers version of Destro, which I do not have. And there was a 3rd version of Destro in 1992, and then towards the end of the line in 93 or 94, I can't remember exactly, there was the big I keep trying to say Metal Mutants, but that's not right. The big mech suit Destro. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. And so I don't have either of those. And the last one was a big departure from the standard lookup Destro. Okay, so let's have a look at Destro's accessories, starting with his only weapon, which is this black pistol, which this is not directly based off of any real life weapon. It kind of reminds me of a Mauser C96 broom handle pistol with kind of the mag here and the handle back here, but on a Mauser C96 broom handle pistol doesn't have a detachable magazine. It's got like a box you would feed through a strip clip like a bolt action rifle, and this has a scope on top, which is, we have the scope on here. It looks a lot like Han Solo's blaster, which was made out of a Mauser 96 broom handle pistol. And his second accessory, which is this backpack here, which is technically not a backpack. This is a attaché case, which has like a disassembled M16 rifle in there with 2 20-round magazines, a collapsible stock, the front end here, and over here there's like a pistol with a magazine, 2 knobs, some grenades, some smoke canisters, a rocket, and the pistol can actually be taken and stored inside the backpack for easy storage, which is not going to go in. You have to get it in there just the right angle. There we go. As you can see, and it stores on. You can store it on Destro's back, because there's a peg hole in his back there where you can peg the attaché case into his back for easy storage. Okay, so let's go over Destro's articulation. He has the standard articulation for figures in 1983, that has a swivel head, a hinge at the shoulder, which can turn all the way around, a hinge at the elbow, and a swivel joint. He's held together with rubber O-rings, so you get a pretty good range of motion. It's got a ball joint at the hip and a bend at the knee. Okay, so let's go over the sculpt, design, and color of Destro here, starting with the head. As you can see, his head is made out of like a metallized and shiny plastic here, which is really cool. This is one thing I always liked about Destro, was his shiny head, and which is supposed to be a metal mask that he wears, which is just kind of like a reference to the Man in the Iron Mask, which according to the movie in the Rise of Cobra, his ancestor was the Man in the Iron Mask. And going down, he has a lot of his chest exposed, and he has a necklace with a red medallion, or ruby, which I think is supposed to be ruby, which is a trademark for Destro. He's got a red collar, here too, which is also kind of trademark for Destro. He's wearing a black jacket, and you can see there's like a strap here that's unpainted, which got like what looks like a radio and some buckles and stuff here. Turn around to the back, that strap continues on to his back here, and there's the peg hole where you would plug in his attaché case. On his right arm, there's like a mostly just his jacket with this wrist bracelet, which I think those are supposed to be rockets that could shoot off his arm, which, in reality that would probably blow your arm completely off from the, exhaust and the pressure. On this side right here, I'm not sure exactly what this is supposed to be on this wrist bracer, which I think maybe maybe it's like a control panel, maybe, or grenades. I'm not sure exactly, but it's about the same things, same jacket arm with a bracer, just a different thing on his wrist. Down to his waist piece, he has a belt, which with this belt buckle, which I can't tell. I think this looks like a double belt the way this went through, and continues on to the back, and it says "Made in Hong Kong" on his rear end. On his right leg, he has a red pistol holster with the red straps actually painted, so that's actually a plus there, which there's a little bit of a paint skip on mine here, but which is kind of a staple in G.I. Joe. They never did really include working pistol holsters except for Chuckles, which I unfortunately do not have. Which on the left leg, he doesn't have anything on it, but there is a cool detail here with the poof in the pants here, which this poof, it's like horse riding pants. Which these pants like this were associated with Nazi Germany during World War II, and also, on his feet here are black boots, which I think are supposed to be like jack boots, which were then again also made infamous by the Nazis. But these are a little bit different jack boots. The Nazis wore like a hobnail jack boot. This is a jack boot that looks more like for horse riding. A hobnail jack boot would come up more, and they would have like metal cleats on the bottom. Okay, so let's take a look at Destro's file card. So it has enemy weapon supplier, codename Destro, file name unknown, which is technically not true, because in later file cards his file name would be James McCullen. Primary military specialty, weapons manufacturer. Secondary military specialty, terrorist. Birthplace unknown. Then again, which is also not true, because later file cards his birthplace would be in Scotland. Destro is the faceless power behind Mars, military armaments research system, which Mars did make an appearance in the Cobra movie. The largest manufacturer of state-of-the-art weaponry to Destro, war is man's most natural state and fittest to survive. The greatest technology advances are made. He maintains a luxurious lifestyle around the world. Destro provides high-tech arms to any side able to meet his price, and will incite war wherever it does not exist. He dons his silver battle mask, a family tradition, hitting his ancestor being the man in the iron mask, and enters battle himself, either with Cobra Command. Destro is their major weapon supplier, or against them if it's better for business. Meaning, Destro is not directly affiliated with Cobra. There's also a quote here. It says, Destro respects the G.I. Joe team for their combat skills and expertise, but abhors them for wasting such skills and to maintain peace. He's totally dedicated to seeing them undermined, subverted, or destroyed. You see there's a portrait of Destro here with his faction being G.I. Joe, which is not correct. Later, I think they later changed this to where it said the enemy, which would make more sense. But this is the earlier version where they had G.I. Joe on the bottom. If you flip this around, it's the card which the figure was packaged on, and it says useful for battle grip. There's a Hasbro logo. See, that's where it was tore off the card there. Now there were many other post-vintage era versions of Destro. I have two here, for example. I have this 25th anniversary one here, which is not actually the single carded one. That's actually a 2-pack Destro that came with Breaker. But one thing I like better about, I don't have the other Destro, but this one has the chrome headlight, the vintage one, so that's why I preferred it. why I never did get the other one. And also, this is the Rise of Cobra movie Destro, which actually looks nothing like Destro looked in the movie. But they did make a more accurate figure of Destro from Rise of Cobra, but it was an exclusive, and unfortunately I don't have it. And it also came with a really cool Man in the Iron Mask figure, which I forgot what his name was exactly. But okay, for Destro's media appearances, he appeared in many issues of the G.I. Joe comic books, as well as many episodes of the Sunbow animated series and the Deke animated series, which the voice actor from Sunbow also voiced Destro in the Deke animated series, but I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Okay, so what do I think of this figure overall? I put Destro in the top tier because, Destro, this figure always fascinated me as a kid, because I always thought his shiny head was cool. And also, I forgot to mention the fact in the Sunbow animated series, he's supposed to be wearing a metal mask. When he in the show, when he talks, his lips actually move, which in reality that would be impossible in a metal mask. But which I think the reason they done that so you would know he's speaking, but still. But I highly recommend this figure if you can find it for a good price. And so as always, thank you for watching.